Lots of people who get good grades struggle with standardized tests. Why is there such a difference between the tests that you take for your classes in school and the SATs, ACTs, APs, and state tests that are supposed to match up with that same material? A big reason might be that you're not adjusting to the format of standardized tests, most of which include large multiple choice sections. Your habit is to read a question and then answer that question. That seems logical, but multiple choice tests give you another option that's easy to forget. You can read the answers and then see which one matches the question. You can work backwards. Maybe this seems obvious to you, but in my experience, when students get stuck on a question, it's because their thinking is too rigid. They're so determined to answer the question the way that a textbook might teach it that they ignore this very obvious shortcut of working backwards. My advice is to draw this symbol somewhere on your test so that you have a visual reminder that multiple choice questions can be answered both forwards and backwards, the traditional way and the strategic way. Let's take a look at an example. This is how a traditional math test might ask a question. Ulysses is on a trip and has a $50 phone card to call home. The cost of each phone call includes a $3 flat fee and a rate of 7 cents per minute. Ulysses plans to make just one call with the phone card, where M represents the total time of this call in minutes. Create an inequality that can be used to solve for the maximum value of M. It's totally understandable why you might get stuck on this question. Where do you even start? But the multiple choice version of this question will do a lot of the work for you. Ulysses is on a trip and has a $50 phone card to call home. The cost of each phone call includes a $3 flat fee and a rate of 7 cents per minute. If Ulysses plans to make just one call with the phone card and M represents the total time of this call in minutes, which of the following inequalities could be used to solve for the maximum possible call time for one call using this particular phone card? Yes, this question is still very confusing, but working backwards essentially lets us answer different questions. The answer choices tell us what to care about. First, what number should be in front of the M? 0.07 or just a regular 7? Well, it says 7 cents and $3, so we should probably use the decimal to represent the cents. That's a much easier question for our brains to consider and then answer. And just like that, we've doubled our chances of getting this question right. Now we can ask two other questions based on the choices. Do we need a +3 or a -3? Or which inequality sign do we need? Personally, I find that it's easy to make careless mistakes with inequalities, so I'd rather focus on the plus-minus. In this case, we're adding in a $3 flat fee, so we should probably use a plus sign. And that's it. By working backwards, I don't have to worry about every little twist of the story. The choices tell me what to care about, and I can take each piece one at a time. On some standardized tests, you might have no choice but to work backwards. This question is in the style of the SAT writing and ACT English sections. You get a passage with an underlined portion and 4 answer choices. There is literally no question. What most people do is just plug in the 4 answer choices and see which version of the sentence sounds best. That might work, but it's much safer to remember that the choices give you new questions to ask. Focus on the differences. What are they telling you to care about? For example, do we need an and or an or? Better yet, these choices are telling us to care about singular versus plural words. Notice that the rest of the sentence mentions athletes and players, both plural. We should pick an answer that also includes plural words. If we had just read the sentence 4 times, we may have gotten to the same answer, but we would have been relying on our feelings, not concrete reasons. Your instincts are not always wrong, but they're not always right either. The main problem with our instincts is that they're hard to resist. Some people have a lot of trouble adjusting to the multiple choice format, and they continue to answer test questions using traditional methods. Read the question, come up with your own answer, and then find that answer among the choices. But if you write this symbol on your test page, you give your brain an opportunity to short-circuit your instincts and try a new way of answering questions. Yes, standardized tests can be frustrating, but the multiple choice format gives you an advantage. You can work backwards. Learn to use that advantage to improve your scores.